Hello everybody. Today I'm out here doing some, I guess you'd call it mudlarking, but it's not muddy. And since there was so much moisture over the winter, I wanted to check this before anybody disturbed it. So I've just been, this is kind of an interesting piece here, that old glass. That looks like part of a crock. And there's a lot of broken glass out here. People broke the bottles. And then an old lid here. And lots of nails. I'm picking up the nails so I can try metal detecting out here again. And this kind of cool rock that we find around here. Pretty rock. I don't know what kind it is. Let's see what else we can find. Interesting piece. There's an old square nail. There was an old smokehouse sitting over here. So there's a lot of nails. And this is an area people, another square nail, people burn trash. Oh, look at that, you guys. Wonder what that is. You guys, that's a dog. I never expected to find anything like this. Look at that. That's a little dog. It's missing its head. Oh, check it out. I'll take a picture. I'll clean it up and take a picture. I'll do that later. What else we got here? That's just a rock. There's some pretty blue glass. I thought I saw something over here. What's this? There's just lots of trash metal also. Okay, I'll turn you off for now. Lots of glass everywhere. Well, I just found this odd looking piece. I wonder if it's a stand for something, and I don't know if there's any words right here. That's interesting. Kind of looks like there's words there. Well, I think that the words on here could say St. Louis, but I don't know. And there's a letter right there where it broke. Now this might be one of those things that you use to take the lids off on the old stoves. I wonder what this is. Well, nothing much. But what is it? I also found this interesting piece of glass. Wonder if that's to a oil lamp. There's something I found another time. Part of an oil lamp. And I put my previous finds in this old little cart here. I was digging up a little dump where I found all these neat pieces of glass, but they're all broken. This was found most of the top of a crock lid. And what is that? What is that thing? Decorative piece. Looks like a chair coaster to me, but I don't know. Okay, I've got an old lid here. Well, I'll clean it off and see if there's anything. It's just a rock. But there's some neat glass over here. Look at this. There is a U on that, I think. It's kind of a thin, flimsy. Oh, no, it's a P. Look at that little itty bitty bottle. And, you know, with the purple, that's prior to 1915. And I am behind the outhouse. And somebody long ago broke all these bottles that were put out here, unfortunately. Well, I found this big old bullet shell and Pepsi Cola, pretty pottery, and some wire. Let's see what else we can find. I found another bullet shell and the top to an old bottle. Not extremely old, but older than me. Well, I thought I found something like a piece of jewelry or something, but I think it's actually, I don't know, it reminds me of a some inside a seed, because there's peach pits out here, and there's a piece of a crock. I wonder what this is. I have found parts to pocket watches out here. Well, right now I'm looking where they threw stuff for trash, and it's a place where there's runoff in the winter, and I found this piece of metal. And let's see, where is that? A neat old bottle top. Check that out. It's cool. And there's a part of a shoe I found last year or the year before. I was digging around out here. And that's also where I found my only toe tap. Well, I found an old bottle opener, guys. Remember using that? Any of you? Or the ones when I was a kid looked a little different than this. This is probably a little older. There's a lot of old can trash out here, so it makes it hard to metal detect. So I'm just picking up whatever I see to get out of the way. At another spot today, I found this neat little bottle. It has has two seams. Dad thinks it might be an early machine-made pill bottle. And the neat thing is, oh, well, the cork was still in there. Maybe it's in my pocket. Anyway, there's two seams, but the seam stops right there at the lip. So, and it's a little bit wonky right here. So that's a neat find. Let me see if I can get the cork. So here's the cork. It was actually in the bottle. The bottle was full of dirt, so it kept this cork dry. But yeah, it just goes down. It doesn't stick in the top. But that's neat. I love this little bottle. It's just on top of the ground. Well, that's going to do it for today, everybody. Just had time for a short surface hunt. So see you next time. The first yellow bells. There's lots of them right here. Yay.